It is week 2 of my 20-week bulk, so I thought it was about time to update you, just let you know how my weight has been progressing, how my workouts have been doing, how I've been feeling. So my weight has increased gradually, which is great. That's exactly what I'm aiming for. So I'm aiming to gain about 1 to 2 kgs per month. Now, I do have to say that I have to be mindful that I keep eating enough, just because I don't know, like every time that I start my bulk, I feel like my body is becoming more efficient at burning calories, or maybe my expenditure is just higher, but obviously not complaining, that's all good. I've been feeling pretty well, actually. I do have to say that I have been absolutely knocked out the moment I see my bed. So I don't know if that is because I'm lifting like more intensely, I'm lifting harder, and therefore I just need the rest to recover. But I've just been needing more sleep, I would almost say, than usual. But I feel really great. I have this overall like low level of soreness in my body and like strength, and I just feel full at the same time. Like my muscles feel like they have been holding on to more water, maybe because of the consistent creatine intake, but I've just been feeling really fit, I would say. But then simultaneously I feel like I need more sleep, but I've also become increasingly efficient at sleeping, so that's not really a problem. I've just been feeling really well, so that's been a really good progression, I would say. I'm really happy with it. And my lift has been going great as well. So every single lift I've been able to increase. So either I've been lifting heavier, I've been pushing more reps, my form has been better, my time under tension has been better. Like my training has been great. I can't complain about my training at all. It's just something that I wish that everyone would be able to experience almost, because I know that that's like one of the reasons why I started sharing this bulking journey, because I know that a lot of girls especially are kind of afraid to start a bulking journey, which again, it's not for everyone. Like I fully understand that. But the way that I feel now that I'm increasing my intake and the way that it results in me having better lifts and having better sleep, like it's just an improvement of my life, even though it's only been 2 weeks. And I wasn't even eating like too little, I was just eating at maintenance. So for me to now experience these positive effects, I just wish that everyone would know that food is just something that gives you a lot of energy, and therefore you just feel better. It's not something bad. So I would almost wish that every girl would experience this, like start a bulking journey. But again, like I understand that it is not everyone's cup of tea, also because I'm only 2 weeks into this journey, and I know that at the beginning it's obviously often a little bit easier than maybe at the end, because then I maybe feel a little bit more sluggish, I maybe have to put in more effort to eat enough. Like I know that things might change down the line because I've done this twice before. I fully know that I am setting myself up for a challenge, but right now I'm just currently enjoying this wave. I've really been looking forward to my workouts. I've been really enjoying them. I'm doing the Hourglass program in my app. I am currently on week 2. It's 20 weeks in total. I'm doing the 6-day split. What I really like about this split is that it also includes cardio. So I know that often when you think about starting a bulking journey, your goal is to gain weight, or more specifically, my goal is to optimize a muscle building phase. And therefore, cardio is actually an integral component for me, because to me, I think about it like this: whenever I do strength training, I obviously become stronger, which is what I'm doing as well. I have my heavy leg days. But when I build muscle, like I become I have more force, right? But if I also do cardio next to it, that means that I'm building my endurance, I'm building my cardiovascular health, which means that instead of just being strong and looking more muscular, I'm actually becoming this like machine almost. Also, because it just helps. Like when I started lifting years ago, I thought that either you would like focus on building muscle and building strength, or you would do cardio. Like I started off not doing cardio because I thought it works against it, right? Why would I want to expend energy doing cardio when my goal is to build muscle? But actually, obviously your heart is a muscle too, so we want to work out our heart, but also if you do cardio and if you build your endurance, your work capacity increases. Means that, for example, the 10 to 12 reps on a squat doesn't feel like cardio, but it's something that you can easily do. You're able to push more weights, but also your rest periods can probably decrease, which again can help with progressive overload. So to me, cardio and strength training, they kind of go hand in hand if you have a bit of a balance between them. So what I prefer to do is to do cardio and strength training on separate days. If I can't do it on separate days, that's absolutely fine as well, but then I try to have a little bit of time in between. And if I can't have time in between either, then I'll probably try to start with strength training and then end with cardio, just because otherwise I'll be pretty fatigued from the cardio, and then if I have to do strength after, I'm more prone to getting injuries. But this is something that's like personal preference, might be different for you. Now my program has a cardio routine built into it, but I'm actually not sticking to this cardio routine. I do cardio on these days, but I don't do the routine just because I have my follow along workouts. So what I've been doing instead is I've been filming my follow along workouts on those like cardio and ab days. And so yesterday I did a 25-minute cardio workout, and then I recorded 2 ab workouts. So I am so sore in my abs because the 10-minute workouts, I did 10 minutes and then I did 6 minutes, but they're really intense, but I absolutely enjoy them. And I really feel that my core is just becoming really strong, and it also really helps a lot. For example, when I was doing the Romanian deadlifts, like I have so much tension, I'm able to generate so much tension in my core now, like it can become so strong that I'm really able to protect my spine. So it isn't just ab work that I do, it's like overall core work, and it just really helps a lot, I feel like, with also then again improving on the main lifts of my workouts. I have been seeing some comments of people asking why I'm starting this now, because it's currently, I think it's April for me. Like, what month is it? It's April. So I have been getting questions from people asking, why do I start a bulking journey like before the summer? Because I am in the Netherlands. So for me, summer is in like probably 3 or 4 months, which is exactly at the end of my bulk. And the reason why I'm doing it now is because to me, I just decide my goals based on what I want to achieve, right? So for me, I love these off seasons, I would say. Like I love these bulking journeys. I've done them twice before, and I feel like the first one really built the foundation, especially for my upper body, because during my first bulk, I was on a push-pull-leg split, so I was definitely prioritizing my upper body more, just because I had 0 upper body strength and I really wanted to build some upper body strength, but also muscle. So I did push-pull legs then. Then with my second bulk, I was emphasizing my glutes. And I feel like it made such a difference to my physique that I was almost like, I couldn't wait to do another dedicated phase, because to me, it's just really enjoyable to spend time really trying to almost practicing what I preach, and also showing people that it is okay to gain weight, showing people that it's okay to have different goals, and just building my physique. It's really fun to me. But I was very busy with the launch of my app a couple of months ago. I mean, I still am, but then obviously during launch season, like everything was so hectic and chaotic. So I can't really dedicate myself to a journey like this if I know that I probably am not able to stick to my workouts. I'll probably skip workouts a lot. Like to me, it didn't really make sense to then start a bulking journey, which is why I was just at maintenance, and then I started like my fat loss journey, like a shortcut after. But to me, now I was like, I have time in my life to do this again, to start this bulking journey. So I'm not going to let something as a summer like influence what I want to achieve, because my goals are like long term. So for me, building strength, building muscle, living a healthy lifestyle, progressing with my lifts, practicing my craft, it's all a long-term goal. So any short-term interference, I'm not going to let it influence whatever I want to achieve. So I just started this whenever I felt in the right mindset and position to do so, which happened to be April. So that's why I am doing this now. Also, to me, I don't think that a shredded physique is better for summer. So I love it when I have more curves, so I don't really care. Like I love it whenever I am stronger and more curvy. I love it when I'm a little bit more shredded and I have a lot more muscle definition to show. It's just both are great. So I just started it because it was a good time in my life to start it, and you never know what happens, right? So every time that you like push things forward, you just expect a lot. So you always expect to have more time. You always expect to just be in a position to do so, but sometimes opportunity windows close. So sometimes you just have to jump on it while you can and take the leap of faith almost and just start it and see whatever happens. So that's why I decided to do this bulking journey now for the next 20 weeks or next 18 weeks, since I'm currently on week number 2. And then for everyone who wants to start a bulking journey but just is unsure about how to basically go about it or how to start, it's pretty simple actually. I would say make sure that you have a plan or a program that suits your schedule, not the other way around. Make sure that it suits your schedule just because you want to set yourself up for success. As I said a couple of months ago, I wasn't in the position to really know how much time I would have to work out. So for me, it was a little bit more tricky then. But now that I know, like, okay, I'm able to hit the gym an X amount of times per week, it doesn't really even matter how often. Like, you definitely don't have to go 6 times a week in order to make progress. I would say that this bulking journey, you obviously want to make sure that you push your muscles and that you keep like giving them this incentive almost through training to adapt and to grow. But then it mainly comes down to your nutrition, because every time that you increase your intake, you set yourself up for an environment to grow, basically. So that's something that I think makes the biggest difference when it comes to bulking, making sure that you eat enough, and especially that you eat enough protein. So even if you only are able to go a couple of times per week, maybe twice, that's perfectly fine too. Just make sure that you have a program that is adapted to going twice, just to make sure that you have the right frequency, have the right volume in order to set your body up for success. So that's the number one thing that I would try to look at. Well, actually 2 things, obviously. On one end, you have training, have a program that suits your lifestyle, and then stick to the program. Make sure that you keep progressing in the gym. So focus on the first lift of the day, preferably a compound lift. And then what you would do is push reps, push sets, push weights, anything. Try to progress session from session. Do the same thing for a couple of weeks, and then you can introduce change. And then on the other end, what you want to do is make sure that you eat enough and that you eat enough protein. And obviously you can see this in your weigh-ins. So if you weigh yourself and you see that your weight keeps increasing, then you know that you are on the right track. And to me, this is something that I want to add too. Like, I really noticed a difference in my first and second bulk. My first bulk, it was my first ever bulk, and I was so focused on making sure that I had enough calories in that I would also eat a lot less quality foods, if that makes sense. Whereas during my second bulk, I wasn't necessarily as strict with my intake because I wasn't tracking. I just kept making sure that I ate enough by looking at my weigh-ins, but I was much more focused on having quality food. So I think that really helped me with feeling better during my bulk, because obviously if you eat good foods, you get almost like a high quality energy. Whereas if you, for example, have a lot of sugar or a lot of processed things, then maybe you would feel like crashes during the day, or you would have like a sugar rush, and it's just a lot less efficient and enjoyable, I would say. So for me, it makes sense to prioritize the quality of my foods and just eat, like gradually increase your intake, which is, it sounds more difficult than it actually is, but for me it's just like I would basically like decide on my portion and then I would add a bit more, if that makes sense. So but obviously you need to have a relationship with food where you would know like how to eat intuitively. So I've loved intuitive eating. I haven't been tracking, so for me staying at maintenance is easy. And for me, therefore, it was very easy to just increase my intake because I would think about how much I would eat at maintenance and then eat a little bit more. But obviously this is something that maybe you have to work on. Maybe you come from a background of tracking macros or counting calories, and it's a lot less easy for you to do it intuitively. I mean, you could absolutely do it with tracking too. It's just something that I don't necessarily want to push, if that makes sense. Because to me, I think that having this long-term intuitive relationship with food is just a lot more enjoyable. But again, whatever makes you feel the best. But that was my 2-week update. In terms of my 2-week update on the uploads, I really wanted to be more consistent. I have been uploading for, I think it was like 6 consecutive days, and then I fell off. So I often have this whenever I am making like YouTube videos. I don't know, I just get into this like phase where I feel like it's not enjoyable enough to watch. So I've actually recorded videos. I've recorded like 4 and like various videos. What I eat in a days, I recorded with my videographer, and I mean, they were really nice. But when I was editing them or looking at the footage, I don't know, it just didn't hit the spot. So I really try to be on here more consistent because I just think it is more valuable, more fun, instead of just trying to create short form and where you can't really say anything or like speak your mind. We'll hopefully see you in the next video, which hopefully will be tomorrow. We'll see. Bye guys.